The siege and capture of Jerusalem in July 1099 was the culmination of the First Crusade. It marked a significant turning point in history and had lasting impacts on the relationship between Christians, Muslims, and Jews in the Holy Land. After the capture of Antioch in June 1098, the Crusader forces turned their attention to their ultimate objective, Jerusalem. The march from Antioch to Jerusalem was fraught with difficulties, including scorching summer heat and scarce water supplies. Many Crusaders succumbed to these conditions before even reaching the city. Upon their arrival in early June 1099, the Crusaders faced a well-fortified and defended Jerusalem. The Fatimid Egyptians controlled the city, having recently retaken it from the Seljuks. Jerusalem's formidable walls, lack of nearby water sources, and the hot summer conditions all posed substantial challenges for the Crusaders. The Crusaders began their siege by encircling the city, hoping to starve the inhabitants into surrender. However, Jerusalem had ample provisions and seemed capable of withstanding a long siege. The Crusaders, in contrast, struggled with their lack of food, water, and siege engines necessary for assaulting the high and thick city walls. The situation changed when a fleet of Genoese ships arrived at the nearby port of Jaffa, bringing with them essential supplies, including timber for the construction of siege engines. This allowed the Crusaders to construct catapults and siege towers, which were crucial for breaching the city's formidable defenses. The construction was led by Godfrey of Bouillon and Robert of Normandy. The assault on Jerusalem began in earnest on July 14, 1099. Godfrey of Bouillon and his knights were the first to breach the walls at a point in the north, using a massive siege tower. Once a portion of the wall was breached, the Crusader forces poured into the city, overwhelming the defenders. In the following hours and days, the Crusaders engaged in an infamous massacre, killing many of the city's Muslim and Jewish inhabitants. The indiscriminate violence and loss of life were shocking, even by medieval standards, and would leave a lasting stain on the legacy of the Crusades. Despite the horrific violence, the capture of Jerusalem was seen by the Crusaders and many in Europe as a momentous divine victory, marking the successful conclusion of the First Crusade. Godfrey of Bouillon was offered the title of king, but accepted only the title Defender of the Holy Sepulchre. The fall of Jerusalem to the Crusaders drastically altered the balance of power in the region. It marked the establishment of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, a Crusader state that would exist for nearly 2 centuries. It also set the stage for further crusades and conflicts between Christians and Muslims in the region, shaping the course of history for centuries to come.